Good morning, children. Welcome back to our math session. Today we are introducing a new chapter, that is chapter number 12, Exponents and Powers. So today's topic is Introduction Part 1 and Exercise 12.1. So let we start. So let we start our new topic, that is chapter number 12, Exponents and Powers. Topics to be covered in these lessons are Introduction, Powers with negative exponents, expanding decimal numbers, laws of exponents, smaller number in standard form. Let's see, if I ask you how far is your school from your home? So the distance between your home and your school might be a smaller number. Maybe somewhere around 5 kilometers, 6 kilometer, 10 kilometer, yeah, 15 kilometer, even if we consider the school is not very near to place, right? So 10 kilometer, yeah, 15 kilometer is not a very big number. It can be very conveniently represented like this. Yeah, 10 kilometer, yeah, 15 kilometer, right? Okay. Now, if I ask you the distance between your city and another city, let's say the distance between Bangalore and Delhi. So you compare the distance between these two cities, the number increases. So it might be somewhere around 1700 kilometer, right? So again, 1700 is definitely a bigger number than 15, but still it is quite okay to be conveniently represented, right? So this is also fine. Now, if I ask you what is the distance between your country and any other country, let's say distance between India and South America. So we talk about this distance. It might be somewhere around 14,953 kilometer. Yeah, we can say that near about 15,000 kilometer, right? So you see gradually as the distance is increasing, the numbers are also increasing, isn't it? Okay. Now, if I ask you the distance between your planet and the sun, means the distance between the earth and the sun. What is that distance? It is somewhere around 150 million kilometers. Right? So, when you look at these numbers, what you see first, you talk about 15, right? Then we spoke about 1700. Then we spoke about 15,000. And then we spoke about 150 million. So what happened is the number increases, we see that becomes very difficult to represent big numbers like if I ask you to represent 150 million kilometers in figures, yeah, in numbers. How do you represent? You need to write a 15 followed by 7 zeros, right? So that is not a very convenient representation. Now you can even have numbers as big as maybe 150 followed by 15 zeros or 17 zeros or even 20 zeros. So what do we do to handle these kind of big numbers? So the concept of exponents, the concept of powers makes the representation of bigger numbers easier, right? Now, when I say bigger number, not only the bigger numbers, even the smaller numbers, so for example, these are all examples which are given to show you the bigger distances, right? If we talk about the smaller sizes, for example, if I ask you the size of a cell, a cell is very, very, very tiny. It's a microscopic, right? Like as you talk about the size of an electron, it's again very, very small. So far, very large numbers and very small numbers, the representation, yeah, the representation becomes easier with the powers. Now let's see how exponent helps. Let's see that we have a number, let's consider 100. So how can we write 100? 100 can be very well written as 10 into 10, right? We can write it like this. Okay, perfect. Now this can be written as 10 square means 10 to the power 2. Yes. What is this means? This means that 10 is multiplied 2 times. Right? Okay. Written in these both ways are convenient. Right? 10 into 10, yeah, 10 raised to 2. Both are easy. Then why do we need to the power 2? Well, in this case, it's okay. Not much difficult. But As we move on the bigger numbers, for example, you talk about 1,000. So what that it becomes 1,000 means 10 into 10 into 10. That is equal to 10 to the power 3, right? If you talk about 10,000, that becomes 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. That is 10 to the power 4. Now, similarly, if you talk about a number which which maybe 10 zeros are there, that number can be written as 10 to the power 10, right? Now you talk, now you tell me which is more convenient, this 10 raised to 10 or with means numbers with 10 zeros. In this case, with 10 raised to 10 is much convenient, right? Yeah, more convenient. So you can see that these are the easier representation of numbers. So especially when you deal with a very big numbers or with a very small numbers, so this type of representation is called the exponential form of representation, right? These are called exponential form. So when you write any number to the power some other numbers, that representation is exponential form. And how do we read this? We read this as 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 4, same way 10 to the power 10, and so on. Yeah, otherwise you can read 10 raised to 2, 10 raised to 3, 10 raised to 4, 10 raised to 10, like that. Okay, this is called exponent. Clear? So what are exponents? Exponents are quantity that represents the power which a given number is to be raised. So exponents states that how many times can we use the number in multiplication, right? Let's take an example. Let's say 2 raised to 4. So what is exponents? This 2 to the power 4 is exponent. Why? Now, especially this number 4 is the exponent. Why? Because this number represents how many times can be used to in multiplication. Right? If your exponent, that means you need to use 2 4 times in multiplication. So, you will multiply 2 4 times. Here 2 is called the base and 4 is called the exponent. Yeah, power. Sometimes we use them as the term power instead of exponent. Okay. So in similar way, you can think of multiple examples. You talk about 10 to the power 2. Is 2 is the exponent? It means the 10 should be used 2 times. For multiplication, you talk about a 10. What is that mean? 10 has to be used only once, right? And now, if you talk about a 10 raised to 0, what is that? That means we are not even using 10 even once while multiplication. So here result would be 1 because you are not multiplying 10 even one time. So 10 raised to 0 would be 1. So in this way, we can represent numbers, especially bigger numbers or smaller numbers, as exponent or using powers of numbers. Right? Let us look at this example. Now let's say that you have 1,000 rupees, maybe in the form of some 10 rupees notes. So you have some 1,000 rupees. Okay. So different ways of representation, you are representing it. So you have 1,000 rupees. Now, if you have take one more bundle, now you have some 10,000 rupees. If you increase the amount more, you might even have a lakh, right? Increase the number of notes and you might even have 10 lakhs. So you see representing numbers with more zeros sometimes becomes inconvenient. Now, if I suddenly show you this number and tell you how much is this, you actually need to count the number of zeros places, right? Tens place, 100 place, and only then you will be able to tell it is 1 lakh or 10 lakh or 10,000, right? But instead of that, if we represent them like this, 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power 5, 10 to the power 6. So that becomes more convenient. So in this way, we can make use of exponents very conveniently, right? Now you might be thinking, till now, whatever examples that we considered, really been considering the bigger numbers, very big numbers, right? So how do we represent smaller numbers? So basically, when we talk about exponents, we can have two type of exponent or two categories of exponent, positive exponent and negative exponent. So positive exponent is the exponent what we have already explained. Now those numbers where the power is a positive numbers, 2 raised to 4, 10 raised to 2, 10 raised to 1, 10 raised to 0. So these are all positive exponents. So positive exponents helps us to represent larger numbers, right? But when it comes to smaller numbers, we deal with the negative exponents. Something like this, 10 raised to minus 4, 10 raised to minus 1, 2 raised to minus 6, 7 raised to minus 15. You see in all these examples, the exponent is a negative number. So this is called a negative exponent, right? And a negative power is useful to handle smaller numbers or represent very smaller numbers. So you have already learned about exponents and powers, especially the positive exponents in our previous class, in class 7, right? Okay. So this time we will focus more on negative exponent. Okay. So the next question is, how do we read negative exponents? We know positive exponents, but now about negative exponents. So let's look at some examples. So if you have 10 raised to minus 5, so this to be read as 10 to the power minus 5. Similarly, if you have this 10 raised to minus 2, how will you read this? 10 to the power minus 2. Yes, correct. Or you can read it as 10 raised to the power minus 2. Okay, both the ways are correct only. Now, how will you read this 9 raised to 10 raised to minus 3? This is definitely 10 raised to minus 3. What is this? 2 raised to minus 9 and 2 to the power minus 9. Okay, both the ways you can read. This is minus 15 whole raised to minus 15 to the power minus 4. So this way we can read negative exponents. Okay. Next, powers with negative exponents. Okay, let us now understand what exactly do we mean by negative exponent. Now let's start with the simple things. Means let's say if I write 2 raised to 4. So what is this mean? This means that 2 is the base, 4 is the exponent. And this means 2 has to be used 4 times in multiplication, right? 2 is the 2 is multiplied to itself 4 times. So if we talk about 10 raised to 7, this means 10 is multiplied 7 times. So this is what we have learned from the positive exponents, right? Now the question is, what does 2 raised to minus 4 means? Or what does 10 raised to minus 7 means? So 2 raised to 4 and 2 raised to minus 4 definitely cannot be the same thing, right? Okay, they need to be something different. So what is it? Then let's do this. We see that 2 raised to 4, that is equal to 2 multiplied itself 4 times. Now what would be 2 raised to 3? That would be 2 into 2 into 2, means 2 multiplied 3 times. What about 2 raised to 2? That is 2 into 2. Then 2 raised to 1 would be 2, because 2 to multiply only once. What is 2 raised to 0? That means 2 is not only multiplied to itself. So it is basically 1. Now what are you observing here? If you look at each step, the exponent is getting reduced by once, means so every time the exponent is getting reduced by 1. What is happening on the right hand side? The entire thing is getting divided by 2, right? Here it is 4 times 2. You divided by 2, you get 3 times 2. Again you divided by this by 2, you get 2 times 2. Let's so each step, every time your exponent is reducing by 1. The result on the right side is divided by 2 in each step, right? So following that, what can you say 2 raised to minus 1 would be? What? Here also we are reducing further by one step, right? From 0 to minus 1. So this right hand side, what will happen? This 1 will get divided by 2 further. So this will become 1 upon 2. Now, if I again proceed further 2 raised to minus 2, so this is like the next step of 2 raised to minus 1, right? So, in this case, this 1 upon 2 will further get divided by 2. That means this will equal to 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, right? Similarly, what about the 2 raised to minus 3? Again, this entire 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 will get divided by 2. So, this will become 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2. Similarly, 2 raised to minus 4 would be 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2. Means 4 times 1 upon 2, right? Again, if you look at more closely, you see this 1 upon 2 square. Means 1 upon 2 into 2, that is equal to 1 upon 2 square. Similarly, second one means 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, that is equal to 1 upon 2 cube. Because we are multiplying in the denominator 2, how many times? 3 times. Here it would be 1 upon 2 raised to 4 and so on. So with these examples, we understand that for any non-zero integer, that is a, in the case that non-zero integer is 2. Here we have taken 2. So instead of we can say that a. So a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m, where m is the power of that integer. Okay, means a raised to m is a positive integer, but here a raised to minus m is a negative exponent. So a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. So 2 raised to minus 4 can be written as 1 upon 2 raised to 4. So now we find the answers of 2 raised to minus 4 and 10 raised to minus 7, right? 10 raised to minus 7 is equal to 1 upon 10 raised to 7. So this is how we relate negative exponents with the positive exponents. Now, not only this, a raised to minus m is multiplicative inverse of a raised to m, right? That means if you multiply 10 raised to minus 7 with the 10 raised to 7, what will you get? You will definitely will get a 1. That's because when you look at this relation, 2 raised to minus 4, that is equal to 1 upon 2 raised to 4. So if you multiply 2 raised to minus 4 and 2 raised to 4, what will you get? You will get 1. Or let's prove this. So the proof of this would be a raised to minus m into a raised to m by the laws of exponent. When you multiply two exponential numbers, the exponent with the same base. So both these cases base is a with the same base. Then the powers get added. So in this case, m plus minus m. Yeah, we can say m minus m would be 0. This would be a raised to 0 and anything to the power 0 is equal to 1. So the product of a raised to minus m and a raised to m is always equal to 1, which is proved. Clear? That a raised to minus m is the multiplicative inverse of a raised to m, right? Same way we can say that a upon b whole raised to minus m, that is equal to b upon a whole raised to m. Clear? Means 2 upon 3 whole raised to minus 3, that is equal to 3 upon 2 whole raised to 3. You can write the multiplicative inverse of the fraction and the power should be same for both. Means a upon b whole raised to m, we know that a raised to m upon b raised to m. The same way a upon b whole raised to minus m is equal to inverse a upon b, that is equal to b upon a whole raised to m. Power will change as a positive. Clear? Now, let me start our first exercise, that is exercise 12.1, question number 1. Evaluate. First question is 3 raised to minus 2 is equal to what? Now, we already discussed that a raised to minus n is equal to 1 upon a raised to n, right? Yeah, a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. So we can write it like this, 1 upon 3 square. That is equal to 1 upon 3 into 3 is equal to 1 upon 9. Second one, minus 4 to the power minus 2. That is equal to 1 upon minus 4 to the power 2. That is equal to 1 upon minus 4 into minus 4 is equal to plus 16. So 1 upon 16 is the answer. Now third one, 1 upon 2 whole raised to minus 5. Here we know that if a upon b whole raised to minus m is equal to b upon a whole raised to m, means reciprocal with a positive power. So 2 upon 1 reciprocal. Now 1 upon 2 reciprocal is 2 upon 1. 2 upon 1 means 2. So 2 the power 5. That is equal to 2 5 times multiplying is equal to 32. Okay. Now question number 2. Simplify and express the resultant power notation with a positive exponent. Let's see. First question is minus 4 raised to 5 divided by minus 4 raised to 8. Here we know that the law of exponent of division with the same base, right? So a raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. So here minus 4 to the power 5 minus 8, that is equal to minus 4 to the power minus 3. Then again next law, a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. So here minus 4 raised to minus 3 is equal to 1 upon minus 4 raised to 3. Yeah, otherwise we can say that minus 1 upon 4 whole raised to 3. Now second question, 1 upon 2 raised to 3 whole square. So this we can write as a upon b whole square can be a square upon b square, right? So same way, 1 square upon 2 raised to 3 whole square. That means a raised to m whole raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n. So we can write 1 upon 2 raised to 3 to the 6. So the answer is 1 upon 2 raised to 6. Yeah, otherwise 1 upon 2 whole raised to 6. Okay. Third one, minus 3 whole raised to 4 into 5 upon 3 whole raised to 4. So here we can write this one also, 5 upon 3 as whole raised to 4 means a upon b whole raised to m is equal to a raised to m upon b raised to m. So here minus 3 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 4 upon 3 raised to 4. So here minus 3 raised to 4 and 3 raised to 4 is equal, right? Because minus base is there and power is an even number. So answer should be positive. So minus 4 raised to 4 and minus 3 raised to 4 and 3 raised to 4 can be cancelled. Now what is remaining there? 5 raised to 4. That is the answer. Let's see question number 4. 3 raised to minus 7 divided by 3 raised to 10 inside the bracket, then into 3 raised to minus 5. So first we can do the numbers, the exponents inside the bracket. So that is a division. A raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. So here 3 is the base to the power minus 7 minus minus 10. Then it will come 3 to the power minus 7 plus 10. Then into 3 raised to minus 5. 3 raised to minus 7 plus 10 will be 3 raised to 3 into 3 raised to minus 5. Now here again a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. Here minus is there. So 3 raised to 3 minus 5 means 3 plus minus 5, that is equal to 3 minus 5. So it would be 3 raised to minus 2. So the answer is 1 upon 3 square. That means a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a square. Clear? Now fifth one, 2 raised to minus 3 into minus 7 whole raised to minus 3. Here a raised to m into b raised to m means base is different but powers are same. then what would be the answer? We can multiply the base and put the power only once, means a into b whole raised to m. So same way 2 into minus 7 whole raised to minus 3. 2 into minus 7 minus into plus minus 2 7 are 14. So 14 whole raised to minus 3. Now again we can shift it as 1 upon minus 14 raised to 3. Yeah, otherwise minus 1 upon 14 whole raised to 3. That question number 3. Find the value of first one 3 raised to 0 plus 4 raised to minus 1 inside the bracket, then into 2 square. So we know that any number having power means the value should be 1, right? So 3 raised to 0 should be 1, means a raised to 0 is equal to 1. So 1 plus 1 upon 4 into 4. So first inside the bracket we have to take the LCM. So 4 into 1, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. So 5 upon 4 into 4. 4, 4 will be cancelled. So only 5 will be remain there. So 5 is the answer. Second one, 2 raised to minus 1 into 4 raised to minus 1 divided by 2 raised to minus 2. So here all powers are negative, right? So we can write it as 2 raised to minus 1 means 1 upon 2. 4 raised to minus 1 means 1 upon 4. And 2 raised to minus 2 is 1 upon 2 square. Okay. So that is equal to 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 4 divided by 1 upon 2 square, that is equal to 4. So 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 4 is 2 4 are 8, that is 1 upon 8 divided by 1 upon 4. Now we can multiply the reciprocal. So 1 upon 8 into 4 upon 1. So 4 in 8 2 times. So the answer will be 1 upon 2. Now see third question. Here 1 upon 2 whole raised to minus 2 plus 1 upon 3 whole raised to minus 2 plus 1 upon 4 whole raised to minus 2. Here a upon b whole raised to minus m. That means b upon a. We have to take the reciprocal, multiplicative inverse. Right? So inverse of a upon b is b upon a, and power should be in positive form. So here 2 upon 1, that means 2. 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. 2 2 ja 4 plus 3 3 ja 9 plus 4 4 ja 16. Add it together, we will get 4 plus 9 plus 16 is equal to 29. Question number 4. 3 raised to minus 1 plus 4 raised to minus 1 plus 5 raised to minus 1 whole raised to 0. We know that any number having the power 0 means the value should be 1. But here first we have to solve this and write the answer. Okay. So 3 raised to minus 1 can be written as 1 upon 3. 4 raised to minus 1 should be 1 upon 4. 5 raised to minus 1 will be 1 upon 5. Whole the power 0. Here LCM should be 60. So 20 plus 15 plus 12 whole raised to 0. That should be 47 upon 60 whole raised to 0 is equal to 1. That means a upon b whole raised to 0 is equal to 1. Now fifth question. Minus 2 upon 3 whole raised to minus 2 whole square. So first a raised to m whole raised to n. We can multiply the powers. So here minus 2 upon 3 whole raised to minus 2 into 2, that should be minus 4. So now we can take the reciprocal, yeah, inverse. That is minus 2 upon 3 whole raised to minus 4 would be minus 3 upon 2 whole raised to 4. 2 upon 3 is equal to 3 upon 2. Okay, so that means 4 is the power, so minus sign will cancel. So 3 raised to 4 upon 2 raised to 4. That is equal to 81 upon 16. That is the answer. Fourth question, evaluate. First one, 8 raised to minus 1 into 5 to the power 3 divided by 2 to the power minus 4. Here both two ways you can do. Okay, how? First one, what I have done here, 1 upon 8 into 125 upon 1 upon 2 raised to 4. Okay, yeah, otherwise the power is having negative sign in numerator, that you can shift it to denominator, and the denominator you can shift it to numerator as a positive power. Okay, so that will be 125 upon 8 raised to 1 means 8 upon 8. 2 raised to minus 4 will come as in numerator, 2 raised to 4. So 125 upon 8 into 2 raised to 4. In 2 raised to 4 means 16. So 8 in 16, 2 times. So 125 into 2, 250. That is the answer. Now second question, 5 raised to minus 1 into 2 raised to minus 1 in the bracket into 6 raised to minus 1. That means here all are having minus negative power. So we can write it as a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. So 5 raised to minus 1 would be 1 upon 5, then 1 upon 2 multiply by 1 upon 6. So 1 upon 5 into 1 upon 2 is 5 to the 10. So 1 upon 10 into 1 upon 6 is equal to 1 upon 60. Now question number 5. Find the value of m for which 5 raised to m divided by 5 raised to minus 3 is equal to 5 raised to 5. Here this will be a raised to m divided by a raised to n. That should be a raised to m minus n. So we can write it like this, 5 raised to m minus minus 3. That is equal to 5 raised to 5. That is in RHS side. Okay. So here 5 raised to m minus minus 3 means 5 raised to m plus 3. So here comparing the powers of equal base, we are taking only the powers. So that should be m plus 3 is equal to 5 because base are same there. Okay. So we can shift 3 to right side, then we will get m is equal to 5 minus 3. That is equal to 2. That means the value of m is 2. Okay. Now see question number 6. Evaluate. First question is 1 upon 3 whole raised to minus 1 minus 1 upon 4 whole raised to minus 1 and whole the raised to minus 1 is there. So 1 upon 3 whole raised to minus 1 means 3 upon 1, right? That means 3. Same way 1 upon 4 whole raised to minus 1 means 4 upon 1, yeah, 4. So now we got 3 minus 4 whole raised to minus 1. That means 3 minus 4, that is minus 1. So minus 1 whole raised to minus 1, that is equal to 1 upon minus 1. That should be 1 upon 1, 1 and minus sign should be there. So the answer will be minus 1. Now second question, 5 upon 8 whole raised to minus 7 into 8 upon 5 whole raised to minus 4. Now first one, 5 upon 8 whole raised to minus 7. We can take the inverse. That means a upon b whole raised to m is equal to b upon a whole raised to m, means a minus m. If the power is negative, we can take the reverse, right? So here 5 upon 8 whole raised to minus 7, that is equal to 8 upon 5 whole raised to 7 into 8 upon 5 whole raised to minus 4. Now we got the same base with the multiplication, right? Then powers we can add. So 8 upon 5 whole raised to 7 plus minus 4, that means 7 minus 4. That should be 3. So 8 upon 5 whole raised to 3 is equal to 8 cube is equal to 512. 5 cube is equal to 125. So the answer will be 512 upon 125. Okay. Now last question. That is question number 7. Simplify. First one. 25 into t raised to minus 4 divided by 5 raised to minus 3 into 10 into t raised to minus 8. Here 25 can be written as 5 square, right? 5 into 5, that means 5 to the power 2 into t to the power minus 4 divided by 5 to the power minus 3 into 10 into t raised to minus 8. Okay. Now we can see the same base and division. Here 5 raised to 2 divided by 5 raised to minus 3. That we can take as 2 minus minus 3. That is equal to 2 plus 3. So 5 raised to 2 plus 3. Same way into t raised to minus 4 minus minus 8. That should be plus 8. So minus 4 plus 8. That should be t raised to 4. Now in denominator only 10 is remaining there. So upon 10. Now 10 can be written as 2 into 5. Right. So 5 in 5 raised to 5 one time. So 5 raised to 4 will remain there. So it should be 5 raised to 4 into t raised to 4 upon 2. So 5 raised to 4 should be 625 upon 2 into t raised to 4. So yeah, otherwise you can write 5 raised to 4 into t raised to 4. That means 5t whole raised to 4 upon 2. Like that also you can write. Yeah, otherwise 5 raised to 4 upon 2 into t raised to 4. Yeah, correct answer 625 upon 2 into t raised to 4. Okay. Now second question. 3 raised to minus 5 into 10 raised to minus 5 into 125 divided by 5 raised to minus 7 into 6 raised to minus 5. Here 10 can be written as 2 into 5 whole raised to minus 5. Same way denominator 6 can be written as 2 into 3 whole raised to minus 5. Now A into B whole raised to M means A into A raised to M into B raised to M. Now we can split it. So 3 raised to minus 5 into 2 raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 3 upon 5 raised to minus 7 into 2 raised to minus 5 into 3 raised to minus 5. Now we can divide. Means division means the powers you have to subtract. So 3 the base and a minus 5 minus 5 that is equal to plus 5. So minus 5 plus 5 that should be 0. Same way 2 raised to minus 5 divided by 2 raised to minus 5 that should be 2 raised to minus 5 plus 5. That also will cancel and power should be 0. Into 5 raised to 7 is there means minus 5 minus 7 that means plus 7 and uh, plus 3 is there. Okay, so 7 plus 3, 10, 10 minus 5, 5. So what is remaining there? 1 into 1 means 3 raised to 0, 1, 2 raised to 0, 1, then 5 raised to 5 is remaining there. So you can write 5 raised to 5, yeah, otherwise is equal to 3125. That is the answer. Here we are winding up this session. Okay, we have completed exercise 12.1. So note down all the questions in your notebook. Okay, thank you.